My name is Alisha. On behalf of HCL Group, I welcome you to the official launch of second edition of HCL Cyclothon Chennai 2024.
HCL நிறுவனத்தின் சார்பாக HCL Cyclothon சென்னை 2024 இன் தொடக்க விழாவிற்கு உங்களை வரவேற்பதில் பெருமகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன்.
We did 2 editions of the Cyclothon in Noida, 1 edition in Chennai last year, and now we are back with the second edition in Chennai.
2 ஆண்டுகள் நொய்டாவிலும் கடந்த ஆண்டு சென்னையிலும் நடந்த நிலையில் தற்போது மீண்டும் ஒரு பிரம்மாண்ட நிகழ்வாக நிகழவுள்ளது HCL Cyclothon சென்னை.
Dear guests, HCL is a $13.4 billion conglomerate founded in 1976. It has a presence across varied sectors that include technology, healthcare, sports, music and environment.
HCL 1976 ஆண்டில் தொடங்கப்பட்ட $13.4 பில்லியன் மதிப்புள்ள நிறுவனமாகும். மேலும் தொழில்நுட்பம், சுகாதாரம், விளையாட்டு, இசை, சுற்றுச்சூழல் என அனைத்து துறைகளிலும் செயல்பட்டு வருகிறது.
As part of its initiatives, HCL promotes sport.
விளையாட்டு திறனை ஊக்குவிக்கும் வகையில் பிரிட்ஜ், ஸ்குவாஷ் போன்ற முக்கிய விளையாட்டுக்காக முதலீடு செய்யும் HCL கடந்த ஆண்டிலிருந்து சைக்கிளிங்கையும் இவ்வரிசையில் இணைத்துள்ளது. வருகை தந்திருக்கும் அனைத்து சைக்கிளிஸ்ட்களையும் வரவேற்கிறோம். மேலும் தங்களது பொன்னான நேரத்தை எங்களுடன் செலவிட வந்திருக்கும் ஊடக நண்பர்களுக்கும் எங்களது பணிவான வணக்கங்கள்.
We also have among us our guests from HCL and Shivnada Foundation. A warm welcome to all of you.
HCL மற்றும் Shivnada Foundation இருந்து வந்திருக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் எங்களது வணக்கங்கள்.
Before moving forward with the launch, I request all of you to please put your phones on silent mode.
சைக்ளோத்தான் தொடர்பான முக்கிய தகவல்களை இன்னும் சில நிமிடங்களில் வெளியிடுவோம். அதற்கு முன் அனைவரும் தங்களது கைபேசிகளை சைலண்ட் மோடில் வைத்துக் கொள்ளுமாறு தாழ்மையுடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம்.
Now to put the stage in motion, please allow me to welcome Mr. Sundar Mahalingam, President of Strategy HCL Group, to join us on the stage and welcome our dignitaries. Sundar, please join us on the stage. I request both of you to please join us on the stage, and I request Sundar to please present a bouquet. Reddy, Member Secretary, Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu. Let's have a huge round of applause for our chief guest. Abhishek is a triathlete, author, motivational speaker and also a passionate cyclist. Now, I leave the stage to Abhishek to take the motion forward.
Thank you, Alisha. Welcome everyone, good afternoon. I can see smiling faces and those proud cyclists who raced in the first edition of HCL Cyclothon. So I'd like to welcome you all for this grand and mega, this launch looks so mega, the second edition of HCL Cyclothon. We discussed this last year also, from where it started, the whole vision, how cycling was, is growing after COVID specifically, both professionally, amateur-wise, also for people who are into fitness, and who want to take up cycling as a fitness activity. We have seen a long way, when I think in 90s, I think Omkar sir and Mandir will know better, when the geared cycle came and then from normal cycle, and then people started commuting. And now we see cycles of such fine precision technology that there are cyclists, we see them riding at a speed of 40-50 km per hour on ECR road. So with this, I'd like to invite and ask Sundar about this whole vision, and it's not just a dream anymore because we have lived 3 editions, 2 in Noida, 1 in Chennai. Sundar, your views, what we saw last year in that rain and how people came with in a huge number in that whole motivation and adrenaline. What is HCL looking forward, the whole vision and then where do we see cycling going and HCL Cyclothon going from here?
Hello, thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, first of all, lots of thanks to Mr. Meghnad Reddy, Shmon Karsi, Mr. Mahendra, and of course Abhishek and Rajat for this. It's a pleasure to be here, and of course, very delighted to see such a wide audience of media people, of enthusiastic cyclists, and all our friends in this room today. So, to talk a little bit about HCL, and I think Alisha in the introduction did mention the fact that we were a $13.4 billion technology and allied areas of enterprise. We've been in next year or year after next is going to be a 50th year of existence. So it's a long journey in Indian technology firmament for us. Our founder Shiv Natar is a Tamil Nadu person, as all of you know. He grew up and was born and brought up in Tamil Nadu, and he spent his early years here. And we have a lot of things that we do in this state, and many of you know that. I think Tamil Nadu and Chennai is our largest operation from its technology perspective. I have my colleague Srimati, corporate vice president from HCL Technologies here. Thank you, Shri. She's an ardent cyclist as well, so that's a benefit for us in that sense. So, one of the things that we at HCL do, we like to think of ourselves as, while we do a lot of work in healthcare, technology, etc., but at the core of it, our thinking has always been, and we've spent a lot of time thinking about this, as to what we do exactly, what is it that we want to do. And the answer in our head is that we look at humans, we look at all of us, and see what can we do as an organization to help each other reach the highest potential that we can. Right? So we think of ourselves as somebody who multiplies human potential. If there's a certain potential that we have individually in ourselves, what can we do as an organization? What can we do to help each other multiply our potential and reach to the extent, or to the largest extent that we can. So that's the essence of the work that we do, and that philosophy extends in our, in the work that we do and in all the activities that we work for. And with that in mind, one of the things that we started this about, specifically in sports, I talked about sports about 10 odd years ago, we talked to ourselves and just thought about what is it that is the most clear way of looking at human potential at the edge or the cusp of the top of performance. And that is, in a sense, is all about performance athletes. All of us are very excited when we see a cricket match, when we see our team winning. All of us are excited when we see a badminton or any sport for that matter. So sports in our mind is one of the key ways in which the human potential multiplied aspect is very clearly shown in whatever that we do. So with that in mind, we then started thinking in terms of what do we do for sports, as it's say, and we looked at various sports. And as Abhishek mentioned, during the times of COVID, we started again thinking further. And one of the sports that we really thought was to be of great value for us to think about is cycling. Right? Over the last, I think, 20-25 years, running has been quite an interesting, quite a sport which a lot of people have started taking up. All of us are, if you look at Instagram, you look wherever, you see a lot of people are running these days. And a lot of people are cycling as well, and as I'm sure Stone Cars and Mahendra Singh have been working at this for the last so many years. But I'm not certain if cycling has received the same amount of energy or enthusiasm as maybe as running has. And we felt that it's a very good sport. It's anybody can do it, various levels. You can reach the pinnacle of the sport as well as you can do it in a casual, in a what I call it, more amateur fashion as well. So with that in view, we felt that one of the ways we could look at human potential multiplier is to look at cycling and look at what we can do for cycling and to help build some sort of and more interest in the sport as such. And our current solution at the moment is let's create some very top of the line, absolutely world-class cycling competitions, which we started last year from Noida, and same last year we did from Chennai as well. And we hope to continue this at least, at one of the things that we do for cycling that we move forward. So that, Abhishek, a long answer to a short question, was the fact that that our entire interest in cycling is all about how we take this sport forward and how do we sort of help it. And this is a long-term thing from our perspective. It's not a one-off race or something. And we are very delighted, of course, the fact that there is the working very closely with the government of Tamil Nadu, and Mr. Meena will talk about it when he gives his chief guest remarks, and of course working closely with the Cycling Federation as well. So we hope it cannot be done in isolation. It has to be done and as many partners as possible. And with all of us, and with your support, we hope to really take this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sundar. And like you said, that a long answer to my short question. I remember first year the questions used to be longer, because we wanted people to understand what we are doing. And I think every year, if you'll see, answers will get longer because we'll have more content, questions will get shorter. And with this, like you mentioned about human potential, multiplying it, and then providing something back to the society where we see something happening. I, as a sportsman, as a cyclist or a triathlete, I was shocked. When we cycle on the road, we cycle say 30, 31, 32. As an amateur, Maninder said not like a professional, but we cycle like 30, 31, 32, 35 km per hour. But I have seen cyclists, we have one winner of Noida here, that girls cycle 39 km per hour. So even the amateurs are, they're realizing their potentials. And there was a lot what we saw in 2 editions of Noida and Chennai. With that, I request Rajat, if you can share some light of what was the experience, how you felt when we experienced the second edition in Noida, and what we are going to bring different in Chennai in the second edition.
Thanks, Abhishek, and thank you, Sundar, thank you, Teresa, thank you, thank you, Ananda, and thank you for everyone to come and join us for this second edition launch. Like Sundar mentioned about our philosophy of HCL Group, I'll just take this a little further. HCL Sports is all about multiplying potential of athletes and the ecosystem, right? So now with that thought in mind, how do we impact cycling is one of the things that we thought about, and the first 2 editions in Noida and Chennai were more about doing this event, promoting cycling to amateurs and other people. But the second edition of Noida, which saw a double participation from the first edition, basically what we did was they looked at the feedback coming in from cyclists. There are of course distance categories like 55 kilometers, 27 kilometers and 10 kilometers. We increased some race categories, we increased some age groups so that we have more participation, right? Whether it's from amateurs or people like us, who generally cycle, like hobbies, right? So we did that. We also did a lot of RW engagements, a lot of promotional rides within Noida, within Delhi NCR, and which is why we had a lot of participation. We actually had to stop the participation at a certain point of time. But we had about 2,500 people participating in Noida second edition. We're looking to do the same thing in Chennai. Second edition, we are increasing the race category. Of course, Abhishek will talk more about the technical details of it. But we are increasing the race categories. The race route is the same, and thanks to Vedi sir and of course Stalin sir, who for the first time ever, that entire stretch of road from ECR or Mahajan complex to Mahabalipuram was open for cyclists to cycle at will, right? So that was one of the biggest things that we did, and without support of the government of Tamil Nadu, this could not happen. Of course, we worked a lot with CFI to see how we can get the best cyclists in the country to participate in this race. It's also part of the CFI calendar, so thank you, sir, for the continued association. So we're looking to do the same thing in Chennai edition 2. It's the same stretch of road, increasing race categories, we increase the prize money. There is, I think, the addition of one more age group in the amateur category. We're looking to increase participation. That is one aspect of it. But also, one of the things that we want to do this year is how to look at safety of cyclists. in the last year or so, we have seen a lot of deaths happening on the road for cyclists, hit and run cases and all of that. So we have spoken to Reddy sir and Atul Mishra sir, on how to get this at least sensitize, like for example the bus drivers or auto drivers and all of the cab drivers. So we are working on a campaign. We will also try and launch this. This won't be just specific to Cyclothon, but it will probably be a year-round activity. We'll do some rides with them. We'll sensitize these people and try and make roads a little more safer for cyclists. So that's one of the other things that we are trying to do. Increase participation and increase support from all of you guys. Thank you so much.
So, before I think, or I'll wait for that, the support of the request I have from the audience and especially my cycling friends and buddies and community. With this, what Rajat mentioned, what we're going to do in the second edition, we have made a small, classy rap type launch video or the second edition of HCL Cyclothon Chennai 2024. I'll request the team to play the launch video, please. Tanaladha government towards uplifting the sport. I have been cycling, for the last 12 years. My first triathlon race was in Chennai, and I think all the cyclists will agree. The kind of support we got from the Chief Minister, Sir, Honorable Sports Minister, Sir, last year, it deserves a big round of applause. A big applause. What we saw in the video, that 55-kilometer stretch, and I remember from day one when HCL leadership team approached Honorable Minister, Sir, and they were so happy. They said, wow, something big is going to happen. And then how closely we work with CFI and SDAT, and we are always on speed dial with Meghnad sir, so we need this, we need this. You won't believe, and people who are from sports fraternity, sports media people, how much of effort it goes to organize a race where you have to block 55 kilometers. There is 3 district administration involved, right? So Honorable Udayanithi sir, he conducted a special meeting for this where all the commissioners will call, collectors will call, DGP sir were there, and we had gone through the entire nitty-gritties of how to make sure the race happens, everybody is informed. So sir, thank you so much for the support. Before I come to you for asking for the second edition thing, I'll go to Omkar sir. I think for these kind of races, sir, we have professionals as well as community, getting such kind of support from government. And you were there on the course last year, right? Even if it was raining, that whole stretch and how cyclists were happy. What do you think, sir? Where can we go, moving forward in further editions? How it is going to help cyclists, especially professional cyclists? Now we have some, prize money also coming in. They have multiple race which is happening in the country. What do you think this will help professional cycling going in the country?
First of all, I'm grateful to HCL and of course, Meghnad Reddy ji, who's been always pillar of strength for all the sports in the Tamil Nadu state, and especially what he's doing for cycling. I'm really grateful to the government of Tamil Nadu for extending so much of support to cycling. Gentlemen, ladies, we've gone a long way. If we think of it, cycling it's not just cycling. It's when a child grows up, first thing he asks is a cycle. And I think out of 140 million people, 140 crore people, 100 crore must have ridden bicycle once in a lifetime. So coming with the HCL, I think that we didn't have this resources or this kind of support to reach to those people who really cycle. We are into competitive cycling. I think HCL was the conduit for us to reach to each and every cyclist in the country. So I'm grateful to HCL for joining with us, for taking this mission forward. Cycling, basically, it saves fuel, it's environment friendly, and plus it's a poor man's transport and a rich man's leisure and fitness. So it's related to each and every person in the world. Cycle. So getting down to each and every person to give the benefit of cycling. You know, we have a tagline which says burn fat, not fuel. So when you burn your fat, you're saving the fuel, you're saving the environment, and plus it's you know, most healthy sport, if I may say so. Plus the amount of people who are getting into cycling. It shows, it's growing, day by day growing. And thanks to HCL, who's getting to that level that people started cycling off and on. And now they are taking it regularly as a way of their life. HCL, I think you're synonymous to cycling now. You'll be doing a lot of sports otherwise, but cycling, I believe now we are synonymous with HCL for cycling, teaching to those. I know you've been supporting squash, you've been supporting bridge, but the amount of, you know, the cycling goes down the line with most of the people in the country, which other sports will not do. So, thank you so much for coming in. And Abhishek, your answer is to that question, we are going far ahead. And mind you, you'll see in the days to come. And it will be, HCL Cyclothon will be one of the most sought after event in the country. Like we had marathons, we have so many things, but yes, we have just started, but in 3 years' time, it's been growing like anything, and I believe in the years to come, and I mind you, Mr. Megathredi is here. I'm trying to bring Asian Cycling Road Championship to India in 2026. Which I'm quite sure I will be able to do it. And my first choice will be Chennai. I will try to. That's my dream, because last time we held the road championship was in Delhi, that was 2013, and we held it at F1 circuit. But this time we want to hold it on the roads of the city, so that people can see it's a 5-6 day event. There are about 40 countries coming, and the whole Asian continent is there. So I'll try to bring this to Chennai, and God willingly, with support of the government, support of HCL, we are always to do it. Thank you so much.
So that's a great news, and I think it's a huge news. It's big Asian cycling championship, and that too coming to India. I think a bit of practice to sir hum bhi karenge, you know, if we the best road for that, right?
No, we are adding masters event into that.
Oh wow!
So it is good news for all the amateurs also. There is a masters event.
So I can think I'm not retired yet. I can
you're not retired. I do not retire from the 40 years.
There's one thing which which Omkar sir said, and that's very emotional to me. And we started that in Noida, Sundar. And I had a question for you, Maninderji, but I'm improvising a bit for 5 minutes. Maninderji, which year you got your first cycle? If you remember.
So I was baptized in cycling when I was 1 year old, 1982 Asian Games. And I fell down from the slope of the velodrome, and my entire thing was crushed.
So you remember your first cycle experience,
yes,
right?
That time.
So with that, it's not just a race. Like Rajat mentioned, Sundar said, we are trying to implicate a community where we can, make sure that how many people can cycle, not just for professional. If we don't take it for our own self or health, we might not take it professionally. So we made a small, emotional, very romantic ad. Which was not part of the launch, but since Omkar sir mentioned that out of 100 crores people cycle, I would like the team, if they can play the ad and show everyone how people used to remember when they bought their first cycle. You would have seen somebody's house where a cycle is kept like this. So we're going to share this video in all the community, show them. It's time to watch and start. Now with this, I have a question, Maninderji. You see kids coming to Cycling Federation of India, through different states federations, and their kids who are 15, 16, 17-year-old who have a dream to go and win the medal for the country in nationals, Asian, this. How it has grown, say 20 years back, and now because cycling is there, HCL is doing races, Tamil Nadu government, there are multiple governments who are supporting. Have you seen the rallies going up, like the medals in national, international circuit in cycling?
So again, short question is going to be a long answer. So pardon me for that. But so this question deserves that much answer. So See, when it comes to professional cycling, that is where our expertise lies. That is where we are into that sphere. But to get to that professional phase, there are a lot of things that need to be first built on. What we have observed over the past 15 years is basically who are the people who actually take up cycling as a sport. For any sport for that matter in this country. They are mostly people who are passionate about that sport, but that percentage is very less. The larger percentage is people who are looking to get a job, who are looking to take it to the level where they can use that platform to get somewhere else. So until and unless there is a mass participation, there is events like HCL Cyclothon. We can't really pull out elite cyclists from there. So this is one part of it, and the most important. Not just one part. This is the most important because until and unless a community rides, until and unless a parent rides, he would not know the thrill of riding a cycle, and he's not going to help his kid develop that skill in cycling until and unless they do it themselves. So I don't know if you noticed it or not. In Noida, I did notice when we reached the side of the start point, there were more parents than kids at the start line first.
Oh, true.
Yeah, there were more parents, and then the kids came in later. Yeah, so that is exactly what has changed. The landscape has of course changed after Corona, and the ad that you showed, it exactly replicates what I'm saying. So thank you HCL, thank you Government of Tamil Nadu for all their support. Just one thing to add to this, there are some good news because cycling is not like Mr. Sundar just said, that it is not picked up as much popularity as something like a marathon or something. But whenever we get a platform, we do share these things. In the past 5 years, 6 years, where the federation has, what the federation has achieved, what our cyclists has achieved is something which is absolutely extraordinary in the world of cycling. In a period of 5 years, from ranked 180 plus in about 200 cycling playing nations, in a period of 4 years, we became junior world champions. We broke all the Asian records at the junior level. We won our first medal in the road continental championship this year, a couple of months back. The international body, the UCI, has rated us as they have a pointing system of administration and how a federation works. They have rated us 10 out of 10, which is absolutely not possible. It is not that the federation has done. This is where people like HCL or the state governments come in, because when they see these events happening, when they see the number of people riding a cycle in the country and coming out of this mass participation events, so that is where we have risen to. So thank you all. You are all part of this journey. This is not an organization where we call it as a federation. We always refer to as a family. The bigger the family, the better. So thank you all for being here, for being part of this initiative, which I'm pretty sure is gonna rise to a level where we'll see. Just one more thing. You must have all heard about Tour de France. There are continental teams which take part in that. So for the first time in the team Astana, which is one of the leading teams, so they have started the women continental team, and we have an Indian for the first time riding in that continental team.
Wow.
This is something very huge. This is very huge, and not because he is here, so I'm saying, but this was absolutely and totally his efforts, because that team is registered in Asia. So when we have somebody like Mukarji sitting at the helm of the things, so we can match him, and we can pull some strings and say we need somebody. So, but that is something huge, and the report that we are getting from Team Astana is that she is phenomenal. She is still a junior. She just turned elite. So we have a long road ahead. There are a lot of prospects in cycling. So let's all get together and make HCL Cyclothon one of the most successful events, at least in Asia. And there are bigger things in store for sure. So thank you.
Thank you, Malingaji. It's a great news that an Indian cyclist is now going to take part into the France as Team Astana also. Now all this, obviously we all know, the system where we are in. There are a lot of things which needs to be pulled to make these things successful. I had a question for Sundar, but before I come there, I'll ask Meghnad sir. You were at the center point, seeing everything, right? See, be it State Federation, Cycling Federation, HCL, Government of Tamil Nadu, local people. Obviously, I will ask you to share the initiatives Tamil Nadu government is doing in everywhere as a sport. Sport, when we say sport is a wholesome. It's not, we cannot say sport is just cycling or sport is just running, right? Obviously, we choose one step to grow, and like HCL does, they do squash. They started with football, with jigsaw, so cycle is one. But Tamil Nadu government is doing huge, right? And I've heard from you. So if you can share with our cycling buddies and media people what new is coming up, and how do you see this whole collaboration in cycling getting up from here?